Thank you, Shon. Thank you for everyone at Icon Coaching.
Simon, congratulations, man. You know what that is?
That's winning.
It's winning, baby. I love it when you're winning. That's fantastic.
I got 2 under contract, so that's like 2.8 million in 2 weeks.
You've got to take control of your production to make sure that you're making more money, your bank account balance is rising, that your net worth is increasing, and that's what we want to see happen.
So that they can save the listing.
Which I'm really, really thankful for, Shon. Thank you.
See everyone coming on board.
Welcome to Icon Coaching's webinar.
Number one, I want to shift your mindset to your past clients. Your sphere of influence are the most important lists of people that you should be nurturing. You say, no, Shon, I've got all these leads that I'm paying for. How would you like to not pay for leads anymore and have an abundance of contracts and business and income and net worth? Because that's what today's webinar it's all about. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we're going to dive right in. Dave, if you would please just babysit the wait area. Just make sure nobody stays stranded there. Let's let everybody in who's coming. I'm going to start with a question that might make you a little bit sick to your stomach today. How many of your past clients used a different agent the last time? There's nothing in real estate more painful than driving past one of your past clients' home that you helped them buy to see somebody else's for sale sign in that front yard, guys. Nobody wants that feeling. I'd rather go out and play on traffic out in 620 out here in my area of Texas called Lakeway, Texas, where I live, which, by the way, tell me where you're at. Just go ahead and type in the chat just real quick. I'm kind of curious. Where are you located? Let's get used to using that chat because I'm going to be asking you a few questions today. And I'm going to be posting some documents for you to download here as well. So they didn't leave because they were unhappy with your service. And so many times they think, well, I did such a great job for them. Of course, they're going to call me. Guys, that is your ego talking. That is, sure, you did a good job for them last time. Yet the question is, did you accidentally orphan them? Meaning, did you ignore them to the point that they wanted to go out and look for foster realtors, right? If we're not front of mind, you guys, if we haven't positioned ourselves appropriately, in that weak moment, they might end up with a weak agent. And maybe it's just them driving through a neighborhood, they saw a for sale sign and they happened to call that agent. The agent was pretty good and was able to talk a good game and really sell them on the benefits of using them instead of going back to their other agent, which is you. Guys, come on. I've stolen so many clients away from people and I don't want to see that happen to you. I'm sure you don't want to see that happen to you either. So let's dive in a little bit deeper. I want to talk about the math behind your sphere of influence and your past client list. Is a 12-to-2 ratio. Guys, we wrote about this in The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. I collaborated with Gary Keller and Jay Papasan on the rewrite of that book back in 2016. The 12-to-2 ratio is all over the millionaire real estate agents that we interviewed. In fact, some of them were getting more like a 16-to-2, or a 10-to-2 ratio, an 8-to-2 ratio because of their communication campaigns. Now, I got a little bit frustrated, and some of you might feel that frustration as well, where you're quote unquote putting up with the fact that maybe you don't have a referral engine installed in your business. Something that's going to produce consistent, predictable results. In essence, a system to communicate with that sphere of influence. It's a positioning ploy. See, if you ask the average Joe on the street, could you give me the first and last name of a real estate agent? And you'd be shocked at how many people could not. That spells opportunity to me. Yet the attrition rate in real estate sales, you guys, in the first 12 months, 80% of your competition, they quit before their first anniversary in real estate sales. Now let's span that timeline out to, say, 5 years down the road. Do you realize that 87% of our industry churns every 5 years? 100 people get licensed today, only 13 will remain in 5 years' time. That is a stat that I'm embarrassed to share with you guys. Frankly, embarrassed because the real estate industry, by and large, has failed you and I. I mean, they've gotten pretty good at teaching us to pass our test. And while you probably still remember the number of square feet in an acre, let me ask you the question, did they teach you anything about how to sell real estate? Well, they didn't. That pre-licensing stuff, guys, sure, it's great to get your license, but then where are you at? My broker 35 years ago said, do you have a phone book? And I said, yeah. He said, go generate some leads. That was the extent of my training. So it was through brain damage. It was the school of hard knocks, you guys. Try this, try that, fail forward. And man, it's exhausting. I just want to eliminate that for you. In fact, if you could land on a number. How many people are in your sphere of influence? How many past clients do you have? And then simply divide that number by 6. That's the number of transactions that are already in play for you this year. 12 to 2 ratio. Build your list to 200 people, communicate with them systematically. Guys, you'll close over 34 transactions per year just from your sphere of influence and past clients. Now, most agents I know, that is a rock solid foundation. That is predictable income. And then they can leverage that income to maybe go out and do some other lead generation on top of it. Yet I'm talking 34 transactions with literally not much marketing expense at all. I mean, I don't want to see you buying leads from Zillow, OpCity, realtor.com, whatever, or even signing up for like Sync or Agent Pronto or Homelight or guys, some of these companies, it's really getting under my skin. They're charging 40, 45% referral fees, and the agent justifies it by saying, well, I didn't have any marketing expense, so I'll give up 40% of the gross commission income. Oh, and then they have to pay their broker company dollar. And bottom line is they're left with like 25% of the GCI on the transaction. And yes, I agree. Sometimes 25% of a loaf of bread is better than no bread at all. Yet, come on, you guys, really? And meanwhile, while they're working these other leads that are costing them so much of the gross commission income or paying for leads, they're spending all their time on that side of the fence. And these people that already know them, like them, trust them, well, they go unattended and they end up engaging with a different agent in a weak moment. Guys, we can't let that happen. See, your business should be on the uptick year after year. Every year, you should close more transactions because you're adding more clients, more past clients, I should say, to your list, which then adds into the 12 to 2 ratio. So every year you should be ticking upward. Okay. So if you've stalled out or you feel like maybe this year you're on a down client, or maybe you're just not sure exactly what to do, I want you to focus sphere of influence, past clients, get as close to them as you possibly can. And let me tell you why. Thanks to LLM models, AI, all channels are being flooded with content right now, you guys. And we've conditioned ourselves. Now, be honest with yourself. You've conditioned yourself to ignore messaging from anybody that you don't know, like, or trust, or somebody that was recommended to you by a trusted person. I don't know about you. I'm setting up new rules in my email inboxes. I'm blocking contacts on my cell phone so that they can never bother me again. The bottom line is send the wrong message to one of your past clients or sphere of influence, and they don't want to receive your messaging anymore. So the trick is not in creating the content. The trick is creating the right content. So it's the right message to the right person at the right time. Now, many agents have made a mistake. I'm just going to be really transparent with you. And the mistake that they've made is that they bought into some kind of a drip campaign to maintain their front of mind awareness position inside the mind of that prospect. Yet here's the challenge, especially with your sphere of influence. You know, your friends, your family members. I mean, if I got an email from you and you and I are friends, well, I'd be excited when I saw your name on my email inbox. I'd click to open up that email to see what you sent me. And if it's some generic kind of, I don't know, a drip campaign that I can tell you sent to every single person in your database, number one, I don't feel special at all. Number two, I feel like it's a waste of my time. And I'm probably going to delete the email and set up a rule so that I don't have to see your emails again in the future. Now, I know that's disheartening. I know that that kind of hurts your feelings a little bit. It hurts mine too. And yet it's because it's the wrong messaging. I want you to imagine with me just for a moment that let's just say that in every closed transaction, you had an evaluation survey that you had your closer or your attorney present to your buyer or seller as part of all the documents that they're going to be signing. So it comes from a disinterested third party and they're going to get honest responses, right? So the evaluation, well, how did we do? How could we improve? What did we do the best? What did we do the worst? You know, those types of questions, we get that. Yet more importantly, guys, I would encourage you to identify 15 to 20 different hobbies that are really prevalent in your market area. And I would allow them to select which hobbies they have special interest in. For example, gardening, wine tasting, golfing, snow skiing, water skiing, tennis. You can come up with 20 very quickly. ChatGPT will help you do it real fast. And yet your closer presents this evaluation form during the closing, and it selects which, and I'll get rid of the background noise. If you guys could mute yourselves, that would be great. So So the closer gives it back to you after the closing, and you recognize that this family has 3 different hobbies that they're interested in. So you go to your CRM and you tag them appropriately. So this person likes water skiing. Fantastic. I'm going to tag them water skiing. This person likes gardening too. So I'm going to tag them as gardening. And then this person also likes tennis. So they've got 3 tags associated with the contact record. Now, once per month, I'm going to have one of my assistants. They're going to do some research online. They're going to come up with a single article or a coupon or an event, something that's happening around that special interest once per month. And we're going to send them an email that is timely, that is the right message to the right person. For example, when I lived in Denver, Colorado, we had the PGA Tour down in Castle Pines, and anybody who selected golf, they got a special text, a special email from me inviting them to attend a special event, a special after party, whatever was going on with that PGA event. If they selected golf, they got a special text from me. Hey, John, it's Shon Kokoska. I learned about the upcoming PGA event and it immediately made me think of you. Let me tell you what's happening. By the way, here's a special link. Give me a call when you get a second. Guys, it's a different type of communication. It means you're giving them the attention to make them feel important to you. Now, every single person that you know, they have a sign that hangs around their neck. Many of you took the Bold training program that Diana and I wrote, and you learned this then. I want to remind you of it. See that sign around their neck? It says MMFI, and many of you know what that acronym stands for. Make me feel important. Now, some of those signs are really small. Some of them are like neon signs and they flash like this. Every single person you know wants to feel important to you. See, people forget what you do. They forget what you say. They never forget the way that you make them feel, you guys. So I encourage you, go as deep as you can to get as close as you can with your sphere of influence of past clients, because the only thing that cuts through the noise that exists on every channel that you plug into is a relationship. See, those relationships are so critically important. I said this last week. It drives me nuts when I hear an agent say something like, I have to go list this property this afternoon. You have to? Really? No, you get to. Just recognize that with this new mindset, if you can afford to do anything, put gas in your car, pay for your insurance, or make your house payment, it's for one reason, and it's your clients. You understand this. So they deserve your attention. They deserve for you to communicate with them. They deserve to feel special. I think you guys would agree with that. So if you are sending out blanket drip campaigns, please stop. You're doing more harm than good. What we want to do is we want targeted messaging that is more like a sniper rifle than a shotgun, right? So with that said, let's get through the slide deck here real quick. 12 to 2, that's what we're after. So build your list to 200 people. Guys, that's 34 transactions a year. Average GCI per deal, let's say it's 10 grand. That's $340,000 in GCI. And by the way, what did you spend on marketing? Not much. What did you spend on Zillow, or City, Realtor.com, Realty.com, Chime, Sync? None of it. You're not spending any money. Here's the biggest problem. You guys ready? This is disheartening, I know. There were about 330 million digital leads generated in 2025, and we closed 4.2 million transactions. How is this making any sense? Agents are spending money on junk leads, and they say, well, the leads suck. Well, it's because the average buyer and seller out there is registering on 30 different websites before they actually accomplish their transaction. That's a lot of dirt that you have to shovel to find the veins of gold if you're lucky enough to find it, right? Your sphere of influence, guys, that doesn't cost you anything, just your attention, your time, to treat them with the respect that they actually deserve. And if it feels like I'm preaching to the choir, guys, maybe I am. Yet at the same time, it's just a different concept. And sadly, in real estate, it's been sensationalized. All these people doing this many transactions, that many transactions. In Texas, we call that big hat, no cattle. Big hat, no cattle, meaning, sure, you're closing a lot of transactions, but these Zillow Flex teams, sure, they want to pump their chest up. We closed this many transactions last year. Is it profitable? And that's the real question. I mean, I know people who have achieved the #1 agent status for a particular brokerage, but then you look at it, sure, they grossed $6 million in GCI and they net 180,000. Are you kidding? That's not a way to live, guys. I want you to live highly profitably. So here's the thing. The gap is not relationships, it's the system. No doubt about that. So NAR tells us 68% of buyers and sellers use the agent they already know or referred to. And you're spending money on leads. Why? I think this number could go up if agents just raised their level of service. See, we're paid in direct proportion to the service we give. And once you own the spot in their mind, you can really screw it up fast, right? You've got to own at least 51% of that little fraction of space in their mind for the name of a real estate agent. And when you dominate that space, when they think real estate, they think you guys, you're going to get referral after referral after referral. Now, many agents are sending email campaigns and communication that is highly informative, thinking they're doing a great job. My input is to leave unresolved curiosity. So you might send an e-newsletter. If you are, good for you. I say keep doing it, yet you got to add a little extra if you want to be extraordinary. Okay. So you might send an email that gives them, average list price, sales price ratios, average days on market. What are interest rates doing? What's your opinion of what's happening in the market? You give them all the stats. They're kind of full. They don't need to talk to you. They have no more questions, right? But if you sent that e-newsletter and you followed it with a simple text that said, I just sent my e-newsletter. It tells you everything about what's going on in our local market, yet I've learned something new that I desperately want you to get your mind around. When do you have 5 minutes for a quick conversation? Now, they might not be in the market to buy, sell, or invest, yet what you're doing is maintaining your position as their lifelong realtor in the process. So, mass newsletters, nobody reads. And let's face it, and if they are in the market, they might read it, but if it's got all the information that they're after, they don't need to have a conversation with you. So every point of communication, guys, should have some way to engage with the prospects, right? Some way to engage for them to plug in, to ask directly for some time with them. So you think about, well, it's all about relationships. By the way, if you don't believe that this is a relationship-driven business, then you're on the wrong webinar, and you can leave right now with no judgment, quite honestly. Yet if you do believe that this is a relationship-driven business, then you'll do whatever it takes to maintain that relationship, right? So engaging relationships, by the way, let me tell you why I'm so proud of what we've built here. It's because of my partnership with Dan Stewart. Now, Dan Stewart is the founder of Happy Grasshopper. We have formed together a new installation system called Built for You. It allows you to achieve the 12-to-2 ratio that we're talking about. And yet Dan Stewart has 12,000 members of Happy Grasshopper. He's got a feedback loop, and he's managing 42 million relationships for these 12,000 agents. So he knows what works, what doesn't work, and it's brilliant. Guys, if you want your phone to ring with people who are referring business to you, by the way, would you rather have 100 internet leads that you paid, I don't know, $10 a piece for? Or would you rather have one rock solid referral where you're pre-sold, you're guaranteed a commission check? Which would you prefer? 100 internet leads or one rock solid referral? I don't know about you. I would much rather have one rock solid referral. No doubt about that. So moving on. Digital type communication, physical communication, events, value adds. I want to talk a little bit about events today. Now, many of you are doing first-time homebuyer seminars. I would encourage you to change that from first time to just homebuyer seminar, okay? Now, homebuyers, generally speaking, are anxious, they're nervous, they're timid, they don't want to make a mistake. So they're a little bit slower moving, and they're generally speaking at the bottom of the barrel in terms of the entry-level price point, generally speaking. Now, of course, you're going to have that outlier who's saved for the last 10 years, and they're going to buy $1 million property with you, and it's the first purchase ever. They're few and far between. Most of the time, they're 30, 50, 100,000 below the median price point in your market area. And yes, you can find them something, but it takes a while, and they have a ton of questions from contract to close. Not the best way to go about doing your business, in my opinion. It's a lot of work. Sure, a lot of reward, yet at the same time, I think you could make more money in less time if you just change your focus from first-time buyer seminar to home buyer seminar, or better yet, a real estate investor webinar. That's what I would do. Real estate investor webinar, because you'd be shocked at how many people that are in your sphere of influence that would invest in real estate if they knew how to do it. If they felt comfortable and confident that they weren't going to make a mistake, they would pull the trigger. See, many of the people that you know have massive 401ks that really aren't doing them much good. They can convert that to a self-directed IRA and invest that money in real estate in a non-taxable event and actually create residual and passive income through that investment. Or those people that you know that have substantial equity in their primary residence, well, they can do a cash out refinance very quickly, very easily, leverage that capital up and buy I don't know, a fourplex or even a 20, 25 unit apartment building with you. See, the first time I did this, you guys, and this is worth listening to. I did a real estate investor seminar. It was a live environment. I rented the ballroom at the local Marriott, and we invited anybody and everybody from our database. We had about 300 people show up. Now, within the first 30 days after I did that event, I placed 8 properties under contract with an average sales price of $832,000 when my average sales price back in that time, early 90s in Denver, was about $130,000. So I 6x'd my average sales price, and I was dealing more with investors at that time and I loved it because it wasn't about the emotion. It was really about the numbers. And I had individuals that owned their homes free and clear. It was worth $1 million. They'd pop up first mortgage on it for 800 grand, and they leverage up that 800 grand to buy a $3 million apartment building with me. Now, that was the first time I did it, and it was a ton of work. I wouldn't recommend it, okay, because all that weight was not squarely on my shoulders and my shoulders alone. I promoted to my database. I took the stage. I put all the materials together, all the content, the workbooks, and everything else, and it was exhausting. Then I got a little wiser, a little bit smarter. And I heard a term in marketing called host-parasite relationship. It sounds gross. Yet what I realized is that I could be the parasite getting indirect access to my host's database. So essentially, I'd reach out to other professionals in our market area. They're not real estate professionals, but they're aligned with real estate sales in some fashion. So I got a mortgage originator, I got a property manager, a 1031 exchange specialist, a real estate attorney, a PNC insurance agent, a financial planner, and a CPA. 7 people to promote our event. Then I asked all 7 of them to prepare their slide deck because they're going to present to this audience in a live webinar format for 10 minutes each. So that's 70 minutes of my webinar. Okay, it's 70 minutes of my webinar. This is a 90-minute webinar. I was the last one to present, and I just shared my screen and walked them through a couple of mainstream opportunities. Like I selected a single-family home, I selected a fourplex, and I selected a 20-unit apartment building. Then I took them through very methodically an APOD, which stands for Annual Property Operating Data, where you as the agent, you just plug into the spreadsheet just the property details. What's the property taxes? What's the rent roll? What's the contingency amount that you want in the budget? What's appreciation rate that you'd like to speculate on? It'll come back with recapitalization rates, your ROI, cash on cash return, first year, third year, fifth year. Really simple to do. And yet, guys, this gives you the opportunity to get indirect access to a whole bunch of other professionals in your market area, indirect access to their database. They're going to invite their database to attend the real estate webinar. Now, if your real estate attorney or CPA invites one of their clients to attend, if that person shows up, they showed up for one reason, it's because they trust their attorney. Well, they automatically trust you because you're perceived to be in business with the attorney. So you MC the event, you introduce each speaker, and then you do Q&A at the end. This is one of the easiest things you could do. But there's some other special moments in these people's lives that if you communicate with them the right time, the right messaging to the right person, like home anniversary date. You say, well, I don't know when they closed on it. Well, Built solves that for you. We have a system called SOI Rehab, where it's human-assisted AI intelligence that we can literally get on a Zoom meeting with you. Our staff member asks you to share your screen, and they show you click by click, step by step, how to download all contacts from your cell phone to create a spreadsheet, all of your social media connections to create another spreadsheet. We log into your CRM and extract all contacts from your CRM to create yet another spreadsheet. Then we log into your MLS to get all your sold data, your saved search data for your buyer prospects. We extract all of that information to formulate the ultimate CSV file, all of these different contacts all into one file. Then we deduplicate the list. Then our AI bot goes to work. So you, like me, probably have a few contact records in your cell phone that's just first name and a phone number, and maybe you forgot who that person is or what they did. Maybe it says something like Shon, coach, and a phone number, and you forgot who Shon is because you haven't talked to him for 5 years. Well, our AI bot is going to get into your email. It's going to read all your emails so that we can categorize that person that just has a first name and a phone number. So we look through your emails, we're looking for that phone number and that first name. They scrape the entire internet. If that phone number and name have been published anywhere, it's going to grab that. It's going to come back with last name, their social media connections, email addresses, their mailing address. Like you might have that contact record in your phone, and we got into your MLS and realized that 6 years ago you saved a search for that person with that phone number. So then we can extract all that info. We can then flesh out your CSV file. Then what we do, you guys, and this is the most exciting part, is we upload all of your data into the Built platform. And this thing is magic, I'm telling you. Baked in are all the emails you need to send, all the texts you need to send. Ringless voicemail, you do it right from our platform. Literally, you record your voicemail once, the system automatically generates it at the appropriate time. You can do handwritten cards through our system. You can even buy artisan gifts for the closings that you choose to attend if you want to. Yet I want you to think about some of the most important moments in these people's lives and how you're going to get access to that data. The evaluation form at closing, it should ask questions like your kids' birth dates, your pets' names, your wedding anniversary date, things of that nature. It's amazing to me that when I go into the doctor's office and they give me that clipboard or the tablet or whatever to do the sign-in process, some of those questions are pretty darn personal, right? And yet I answer them because it's on the form. I kind of feel like I have to. So when your closer gives them that evaluation form, you're going to get all that data that you want. Now, guys, this is really important because at the end of your career, when you choose to exit real estate, the one thing that you're going to possess that's worth anything to anyone is your database. And the more information that database has, the more it's segmented and clear as to who you're communicating with, man, the more valuable it becomes. No doubt about that. So moving on in the slide deck, face-to-face touches, I'd say at least 2 per year, if possible. I'm talking like pop buys. I want to give you a great idea. And now is the time to do this. If you go to Amazon, you can buy like 1,000 pumpkin seeds for, geez, I don't know, $50 maybe. Here's the thing. Take your sphere of influence past client list, and I want you to send them like 10 pumpkin seeds for growing right now. So you're supposed to plant them early May. You can harvest them in October. Now, the reason I want you to do this is because of how many times they think about you through the month of May, June, July, August, September, October. Guys, you get them for 6 months. Every time they water it, they think of you. And by the way, this is all shrouded in this concept of a pumpkin growing contest where you announce the winner on Halloween Day. Now you're doing social media posts. By the way, you should probably go grow a pumpkin too, because you just, next time you water it, snap a picture, post it to social. How's your pumpkin doing? Post your pictures here. Guys, just pay attention to it. You're going to get a lot of engagement, a lot of people plugging in. By the way, kids love this. And I love Ray Kroc's theory from McDonald's. He said, get the parents, or get the kids, you get the parents. So get the kids engaged. Maybe even make the prize that you're going to give away a bicycle that you can buy at Dick's Sporting Goods or Walmart for $100. That's the gift that you're going to give to the winner of the pumpkin growing contest. But then you get a ton of traction in doing something like that. But think about the things you can do that are going to position you. I'm always interested in things that have shelf life. Like, for example, every listing appointment I went on, guys, I'd have my briefcase over my right shoulder and I'd have 2 moving boxes under my left shoulder. Now, the moving boxes, well, they were folded down, compressed, whatever, but it had my logo on it, it had my phone number on it. On the other side, it had my lender's logo and their phone number because they paid for all of it. I was just able to deliver it to the sellers. So I'd start the appointment like this. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. We had an appointment at 6 p.m. and it's 6 o'clock. May I come in? So I'd step into the foyer. I'd have these 2 boxes. I'd just lean them up against the wall. I'd say, listen, I've never met a potential seller who didn't want to maybe declutter some closets to make them appear to be as large as they possibly can be to any prospective buyer. And I want to give you a little bit of a head start. And oh, by the way, once we get your home under contract, we're going to give you all the moving boxes that you need. It's part of our service. So we give you wardrobe boxes, we give you medium size, large boxes, small boxes, all the bubble wrap, all the paper, everything that you need to pack up your home. And that's on us. See, I wanted to start with the law of reciprocity, to create reciprocity to where if I give, sure, my hand is empty, but it's open to receive at the same time. So what are some things that you can do that have shelf life? So your database is your business. A would be like your core 12. Now, the reason I pull out core 12 is I want to find one past client, one person from my sphere of influence that I believe has the potential to send me a ton of referral business. And I just want to love on that one person that month. So I'm going to invite them to coffee and lunch, maybe out to happy hour or dinner, maybe take them golfing, take them out on the boat. I'm going to do something special. I have a client who does a game night at his home once a month, and he invites 25 of his past clients and he circulates the list, right? But he gets a lot of engagement through a game night in his phone. So we think about that. A would be your inner circle. These are the people that are closest to you. These are the bird dogs. They go out and scare up the business for you daily. Your B would be the Mets, but they're sure, they're part of your sphere of influence, but they're not the one that is aggressively out there promoting you. C would be your full sphere. So it's not Mets, and then that inner circle. That inner circle, guys, I want that to be 200 people. That's 34 transactions a year. The math is really, really simple. So in Built, we have 6 live sessions. They're 90 minutes in duration. It includes SOI and CRM rehab. We install your voice by taking you through a persona quiz. And based on the results of the persona quiz, we actually write emails, text messages that sound just like you. In fact, we just graduated our first cohort of the Built installation system. We had a gal who speaks Chinese, and about 80% of her database spoke and wrote Chinese. So we plug in her emails into the Built platform. We converted it to Mandarin, and she said it was so good, it was spot on. It was perfect in terms of how it was put together in Mandarin. Crazy. Emails, texts, ringless voicemail, all baked into the platform. Weekly scorecards. So we have a winner's board, adds that extrinsic pressure to make sure that you're doing what you want to do. It makes you look really good. At the end of Built, you have a 12-month referral machine installed. The roadmap is laid out for you. The reminders pop up on your dashboard. You know exactly what to do and when to do it. And you're going to achieve the 12-to-2 ratio. So again, 6 weeks. First session, you guys, it is free. You have really no excuse why you shouldn't show up to learn about the best installation system that real estate's ever offered. All you have to do is just go to installbuilt.com. Installbuilt.com. You show up with contacts. You leave with a referral engine installed. We do it for you. So you guys, I heard a quote from Albert Einstein so many years ago, and I finally got it. He said, "Everyone is a genius in their own right. Yet if you judge a fish based on its ability to climb a tree, it will live the rest of its life thinking it's inadequate." And I kind of view real estate agents, we're like fish swimming around in the lake. We're perfect there. We're comfortable, feel good, really aggressive swimmers. We're great at it. Yet asking you to carve out time to master the technology side, to build your automations, to have the right messaging at the right time to the right person, to really think through all of that. Most agents I know, they're thinking, where's my next listing coming from? Where's my next buyer coming from? Oh, and I got this open house this weekend. Oh, I'm going to door knock. I'm going to call these FSBOs, expired lists. When do they find time to really organize their data and build the system? See, a system to me, guys, is a standardized process that produces a consistent and predictable result. That's what Built is. It's a system. And we install it for you. So after 6 weeks, your entire database is scrubbed, it's cleaned. You have it segmented into 6 different categories, and you're sending the right message to this category at the right time. You're sending the right message to this category at the right time, so on and so forth, guys, to get that 12-to-2 ratio. I want you to think for a moment. Just imagine what it would feel like to get 3 referrals in a single week, all of which want to close by the end of the month. How would that feel to you? Because that's what's possible in this business. Now, real estate sales is one of the most lucrative roles a person can take. It's one of the best industry if you want wealth creation. And I love this quote from my partner, Dan Stewart. He says, "How could we be standing at the shore of the ocean of abundance and we can't even get wet?" And that's what it feels like sometimes, especially in today's market. Guys, I want you to get as close to your sphere of influence as possible. That is the low-hanging fruit. And for many of you, that's all the fruit you need to provide for your loved ones at the highest level possible. Build your SOI and past client list to 200 people. You guys, that's 34 transactions. Average GCI per deal in the US today is 10 grand. That's $340,000 per year, which is at least 4 times what the median income in the United States is. So I'm offering you a simple solution, and all you have to do is say yes. I want you to go to installbuilt.com. I want you to go ahead and register for the free first session. Guys, you literally have nothing to lose. And you're going to see how the Built platform works. You're going to see why it works. And I want you to plug in. So installbuilt.com. Now, some of you know a lot of agents, and I want to give you an opportunity to become an affiliate for Built if you want to. And I'm just going to put in my direct cell phone number. And if you'd like to, just drop me a text. If I had a typo there, here we go. Just drop me a text. Just say, Shon, I'm interested in the affiliate program. I want to make some extra money through Built. I'll be happy to share that with you. Additionally, I did mention the evaluation form. So if you guys can hang on with me, be a little bit patient. I'm going to go ahead and pull up that eval form for you. I'm going to post it to the chat. Bear with me one second. It's just pulling up right now. And do me a favor, unmute yourself if you have any questions in the moment. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm just going to show you exactly, just give you a vision of what this could or should look like. And then I'm going to post this document to the chat for you. Sharing my screen back. Here we go. All right, so this is the client experience survey. Obviously, getting direct, immediate feedback, critically important. This is the part where I'm really kind of excited for you guys. Number one, would you refer our services? Yes or no? Can we use your feedbacks, testimonials? Here's the personal information I want you to collect. And then the hobbies. So if they select their hobbies, well, then all you have to do is once a month have your staff member or you do it yourself. Just source an article from each of these things. It'll probably take you 2 hours a month, yet this is targeted communication. They're going to feel really special. And when they feel special, what you're doing is you're positioning yourself in their mind. When they think real estate, they think you. You're going to create a bunch of bird dogs in this process. Now, I'm not a hunter, but I have been bird hunting in my life. I've done it without a dog and I've done it with a dog. And I will tell you what, having a good hunting dog makes all the difference in the world. And what Built will do is it gives you just a whole kennel full of bird dogs to go out and scare up the business for you. And that's the easy button in this business, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and post this to the chat. And I want you to implement this. I want you to just install it as quickly as possible. Michael, I see you there. Michael, are you in Alaska? Do I know you? Are you in Anchorage? I did a presentation up there and I think I met you, but if you can unmute yourself and just let me know, I'd be curious. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and post this to the chat for each and every one of you. I want you to modify it. I'm going to put it in Word format so you can just make it yours, add your branding, do whatever you want to do to it. Yet I think it's worth your time. It's worth your attention to go ahead and get that installed as quickly as possible. So coming over to the chat right now, you guys, here it comes. And it says it cannot be sent. That's good news. It's because I had it open in Word. That's why. Here we go. All right, guys, I want you to grab that document, download it. Again, go to installbuilt.com. And if you'd like to become an affiliate with Icon Coaching and the Built program, just drop me that text, 720-341-4876. Built will become a household name in the real estate industry. I promise you that. And I desperately want you to be a part of it. Okay, guys, get the 12-to-2 ratio. Let's put your business on autopilot and let's forget all this stress and anxiety and worry. Let's focus on a system that we can control. I hope to see you at the first session of Built. It's coming up on May 20th, guys. Not this coming week, but the next week. I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. Hope to see you there. Talk soon, everybody. Bye-bye.
Excuse me. One quick
Oh,
second.
Michael.
Yes. Yeah, please. I registered for the last session. But
Yes.
right after
Are
the
you in
registration-
Anchorage, Alaska, Michael?
No, I'm in Houston, Texas.
Oh, and now you're breaking up on me. You're frozen.
Yeah, I'm in Houston, Texas.
Doggone it. Okay. Well, I trust each one of you has my cell phone number. It is 720-341-4876. Michael, you're back. Say it again.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in Houston, Texas. I said I registered for the last session. And right after that, I traveled. So then I wasn't able to join you through all of the things. I haven't even do the my database. So and I tried so many times where I was to try to connect with you, but I was having problem with my connection, so I couldn't do anything. So
Bummer, Michael. I'll tell you what. Do you see in the chat my cell phone number there?
Yes.
Can you text me and let's just get on a phone call real quick?
Okay. No
Let's
problem.
do that. And anybody else on this Zoom meeting, if you'd like to text me, I promise you we'll get on a phone call. No pressure on my part, guys. Let's just have a real authentic conversation because I want to help you. And I know that Bill will help. So just give me a call, drop me a text, whatever. Let's connect. All right. I'd love to see you guys just prosper in real estate sales. And I think that's what this will do for you. We'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you so much for texting me, Michael, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.
Okay.